Hello and welcome on 360 Sport on Trust TV. I am Adeni Ajishafe. We'll quickly look at those juicy stories in the world of sport. To let you know, the Nigeria International Tobi Amusan made the final cut. That's the five best athletes of the year. Talking about women nominated by World Athletics. We have to celebrate her for the fact that she actually got to the final five. And right now, we hope that she can scoop this award. Now, let's start from the home scene, talking about Portugal-Nigerian friendly that will be coming up on Thursday. Portugal-Nigerian friendly, Chidozie Awaziem, Cyril Dessers replace injured Olisa Ndah and Victor Osimhen. The two players are now injured, and Olisa Ndah and Victor Osimhen, but Chidozie Awaziem and Cyril Dessers, they have actually replaced these two injured players right now. The first story we'll be looking at alongside Olawale Peters. Good to have you in the studio.
Good morning, Adeni. It's my pleasure to be here.
Well, we just saw the story there. Well, Osimhen, we saw what he has been doing for his club, Napoli, and now he's injured and he won't be playing this friendly against Portugal. A lot of Nigerians were waiting to see if he will have been able to play against Portugal. In fact, his face has been the face of Nigeria versus Ronaldo when it comes to the particular friendly. But right now, he's injured, so he's out. Olisa Ndah is also out. But we still have two other players who actually coming to at least take their place right now. Talking about the person of Chidozie Awaziem and also Cyril Dessers. That friendly will be coming up on Thursday over there in Portugal. But the good thing right now is that we have players to at least replace them.
Okay, and how happy are we going to be if Osimhen is going to be the face of Nigeria representing the country at the World Cup, not to be a training machine against a Portuguese team that have already qualified, and they are playing Ghana because they're in the same group. So they are looking at how to have a feel of an African team, West African country or team that have almost the same pattern with Ghana. Sincerely, it is not something that I'm so much happy about, that a whole country, the giant of Africa, the best when it comes to football, we've now turned ourselves to a training materials. Like what they do normally say, it is what it is. So we don't have a choice than to make do with what we have. And a lot of people are already, they're kind of very happy about this match, probably because of the fan base of Manchester United and see Ronaldo in the country, that the ticket from the report I got about 2 days ago on 50,000 capacity, they have less than 3,000
left.
3% left from the tickets that they are going to sell, you know. And I told them that that's not the issue. The issue is the Portuguese. They want to beat their team goodbye. They are seeing them for the last time before they go for the World Cup, because it's not all of them that will have what it takes. How much is the ticket? The ticket goes between £10, £15, and the highest is £20. So most of them, they don't have what it takes to go and watch the match. So we shouldn't hype it as if the match we are playing in a World Cup. We are playing friendly. Yes, good. Like I said, it is what it is. We make do of what we have to do. And a lot of people also, they are complaining about Osimhen. Sincerely, I think we need to give credit to Osimhen that probably he faked the injury because he played over the weekend in which he scored the first goal. Had they been, we are going to the World Cup, will you say, how do we make comparison?
No, it's just, you know, at times I see a lot of emotions being put into football. A lot of fans don't really they don't put into consideration how would this player feel when they read this kind of comment and all that.
Exactly.
They are humans. And really, Osimhen had a knock. And really, that one allowed him to play. And we saw what Osimhen did in that game against Ghana in Abuja, single-handedly. Despite the fact that particular goal he scored was cancelled, we saw how he was the only player you could see on the field. He has never, his contribution to the Super Eagles has not been in doubt at any time. So I don't know why.
In fact, so far so good for now. I've never seen a committed or dedicated Nigerian player
like Osimhen.
That's the truth. Even the first match we played against Ghana that we lost, he had injury. He wanted to play. He wanted to force himself to play that match. But they look at his condition and said, no, you cannot do that. So I think we seriously, like you rightly said, we need to watch the way we put out our comments, not to demotivate these young players. What we need right now is to start having a team. That's the truth. We're talking about 4 years. When did they play Russia 2018?
Just like yesterday.
Like yesterday. And before you know it, we're talking about Qatar 2022. Before you know it, 2020, it's fast approaching. So we need to start preparing right now. So sad that as at yesterday, that they had a training, we do not have any goalkeeper in the camp.
I'm sure they will be there today because as before we actually got into the studio, around 16 players are already in camp. I just believe that no matter what happens now, Super Eagles players need to understand too, yes, emotions can be poured in, but they need to be more committed. They need that commitment to show that, yes, we are here, even though it will take another 4 years, but we need to start building now. That's why the current NFF executive board should start now. And I saw a particular post yesterday talking about them trying to see how they can make sure Eagles starts preparation, because we must start planning now for the next World Cup.
Yeah, to start planning for the next World Cup, it's not only the next World Cup, you have to start from the Nations Cup.
Of course.
Look at what we did 1988, 1990, 1992, before we get to 1994. We didn't start preparation for USA 94 in 1994. We started from Senegal 92, Tunisia 94, before we now went to the USA 94. So it's not only when it is World Cup time we start preparing fire brigade approach. It's a process that we need to start right now. The qualifier that we need to play, we need to have a team, we need to have a pattern, we need to have a coach with a long-term commitment. Not that we'll have a coach that by middle of next year, the coach will go, another person will comes in, the pattern, the style, the understanding, the team, everything will go back. I think we still need to get it right. Thursday, 7:45 Nigerian time, we'll watch the match, we'll share our Super Eagles. That's the only thing we have to do for now. We wish them the best of luck.
We just have to console ourselves. Right now, Nigeria will be facing Portugal on Thursday, and we hope that they do well there in that friendly. Although we are playing for pride and also prestige, but really, we need to get our acts together. Portugal will be going to the World Cup, and they really need that particular feel concerning playing against Ghana in their own group. From there, let's talk about the lady of the moment, Tobiloba Amusan, who right now has made the final cut, the top 5 of the ladies right now nominated by the World Athletics. They were 10. It has been pulled down to 5, and the election actually it has closed, but they will be announcing the winner by the first week of December. But the good thing is that our lady made at least the final cut. Let's look at the list of the final 5. The top 5 ladies are actually nominated for these awards. We have Tobiloba Amusan of Nigeria, 100 meters hurdles champion, record of 12 seconds. She broke the record of Kerry Harrison, 12.20 seconds. Shirley Ann Fraser Price of Jamaica, world 100 meters champion when it comes to 100 meters. She's a queen. And you have Kimberly Garcia of Peru, world 20-kilometer race walk champion, and also 35 kilometers race walk champion. Sydney McLaughlin of USA, world 400 meter hurdles champion. A good one for Sydney McLaughlin, also making it there. You have Yulima Rogers, who actually came from Venezuela, world indoor and outdoor triple jumper champion. The 5 of them right now have been, at least they've been able to scale through. You see their graphics there for the fact that the 5 ladies outstanding performance this year. But really, we just have to look at our own lady, Tobiloba Amusan, who really shone like million stars. At the Commonwealth Games, she did it there, back to back. Also in Africa, she is the queen of 100 meters. And at the world level, talking about Africa, world, Commonwealth Games, this lady called Tobiloba Amusan has done it, 12.12, even though the 12.06 record is not standing due to wind shielded assistant there. But really, the 12.12 second is standing, and we hope that Tobiloba will actually win this award.
Okay, I think whatever happens, she's already a champion.
Of course.
That's
Making it top 5 alone.
Making it top 5 in the world, it's even more than enough. And the record that she had already, it will take years for anybody to come and break that record. There's no how you're talking about 100 meters hurdles in the world. I'm not talking about Nigeria or Africa, in the world, that you not make mention of Tobi Amusan. And there's no how you not trace our origin back to African continent and to Nigeria as a country. So what she needs right now is to keep on praying. Winning an award like this, it goes beyond your performance also. But there's some criteria also that the judges, they look into. They look at the people that you've modeled. They look at the humanitarian angles. They look at your discipline of the sports. How are you be able to really keep yourself down? They have about 1.4 million people that are going to vote, divided into 2 categories. The voting will start now till first week in December. So whatever I think happens, she has made herself proud. She has made the country proud. And whatever happens, we are with her. We'll support her. We'll cheer her. We hope she can win it. But if she doesn't, because it's going to be keenly contested, whatever it is, We are with her and we are proud of what she has achieved. It's not really easy to break all those records within the space of 2 years. It's not really easy.
It's not easy, and to let you know, this is the first Nigerian that at least will get this nod right now. Top 5 athletes in the world, and she's among them. Toby Amusan really this year, 2022, really worked for her, because right now the record she broke at the world level and also at the Commonwealth Games, not forgetting the African champion that she is. Toby Amusan there, 12.12 seconds world record holder among the top 5. And now we move away. Let's go to what we normally do every day. We've been unveiling teams going to the World Cup. Today we'll be looking at 3 highlighting World Cup squad of 2022. That has to do with France, Mexico, and Ghana. Today we'll be looking at France, Mexico, and Ghana. Quickly, let's start with France. We start with France right now, looking at the fact that French team, they also released their squad. Hugo Lloris, the goalkeeper of Tottenham Hotspur. We have Alphonse Areola, West Ham United. Steve Mandanda. You have Benjamin Pavard, who played for Bayern Munich. Jules Koundé, Barcelona. President Kipembe, although news came out that Kipembe is injured and could have been replaced by someone else. William Saliba, Rafael Varane. You have Lucas Hernandez, Bayern Munich player. Theo Hernandez, AC Milan. Dayot Upamecano, Bayern Munich. You have Ibrahima Konate of Liverpool. Midfielders, Adrien Rabiot of Juventus. Tchouaméni, Real Madrid. Fofana Yusuf of Monaco. You have Guendouzi of Marseille and Jordan Veretout of Marseille. Edouard Camavinga, who played for Real Madrid. And you go to the forward, Kingsley Coman, Bayern. You have Kylian Mbappe, the PSG player. Karim Benzema of Real Madrid. Olivier Giroud, who plays for AC Milan. Antoine Griezmann, Ousmane Dembele of Barcelona. You have Christopher Nkunku of Leipzig. Those are at least the squad of France that have been unveiled for the World Cup.
Honestly, what headache is this squad will give the coach to pick the best.
Even before he gets to this final
list. But to pick the best 11 or the first 11, it's not going to be an easy task, because if you look at the forward, the attacking option that they have, you can decide to even play 2-3-4 or 2-3-5. You can decide to play 4 or 5 attackers, because if you look at the squad going to the World Cup, currently right now, they have the best attacking option from now. Nothing stops you from playing Mbappe, Benzema, Giroud, Griezmann at a time. But it is impossible to play the 4 attackers. The maximum you can play is when you're playing 4-3-3, which you're going to use 3 attackers. So that shows that it's going to be very, very, very impressive. Then if you look at their midfield also, they have a lot of holding. It's so unfortunate that they don't have Kante in the team. But nevertheless, they still have holding midfielders. But what they are missing from their team is they don't have a playmaker. They don't have a creative midfielder that won them the World Cup. I'm talking about Zinedine Zidane. They don't have someone like that can hold the ball, that can distribute the ball, that can dictate the ball. Someone that before the ball gets to me, I know whom to give, what to do with the ball. I think they're having that issue. The goalkeeper also, they have the best. Hugo Lloris, he has the experience. He has been doing it before. He has won the World Cup with them. He will go in with the experience. So France, I think they will go far.
They will actually make some marks at the World Cup. Let's see what they'll be doing at the French team. Let's see if they'll be able to do it again as they've done before. Now let's move away from France as we quickly look at Mexico. Mexico too, they've rolled out the name of their players that will be playing at the World Cup. Guillermo Ochoa, that's the play for Club America. Rodolfo Cota, Leon Alfredo Talavera, who play for Juarez. In the defense next to Araujo, we have Jesus Gallardo, Monterrey, Gerardo Arteaga, who play for Genk in Belgium. Hector Moreno, play for Monterrey also. Jorge Sanchez, Ajax. Johan Vasquez, who play for Cremonese over there in Italia. And Serie A. Cesar Montes, Monterrey. Kelvin Alvarez, Pachuca. In the midfield, you have Eric Gutierrez, who play for PSV Eindhoven. Pineda Oberlin, AEK. You have Hector Herrera, Houston Dynamo over there in US Major League Soccer. You have Carlos Rodriguez, Cruz Azul, Galdado Andres, Roberto Alvarado of Chivas, Elsin Alvarez of Ajax, Luis Chavez of Pachuca, Uriel Antuna, who play for Cruz Azul, and you have Luis Romo of Monterrey. In the forward line, you have Arvin Lozano, fantastic player of Napoli, Rogelio Funes Mori, who play for Monterrey, Henry Martin, Club America, Paul, we have Raul Jimenez of Wolves, and you have Alexis Vega of Chivas.
Okay, I'm sure a lot of people will be looking at, we don't know these players, where are they coming from? But that's the beauty of World Cup.
Yes.
They are players that you never heard of before.
World Cup will actually showcase
World Cup
them.
will showcase them. And if you look at the team of Mexico, there's one good thing about them. Every World Cup, you see them coming, and you see them coming out from their group, playing either the second round or the quarterfinal before they come back also. And the squad they are going with also is like their strength is more in the midfield, unlike the France team that we saw the other time. That they have the attackers, but they are going with about 10 midfielders. So that shows that they really want to choke their midfield to make sure that, okay, they didn't give their opponents the opportunity to operate. And they have a very sharp striker. That's, I'm talking about Lozano of
Napoli.
Of Napoli. He's doing very, very well. It's very fast. It's very strong. Just waiting for the counter attack and to do the needful. Let's see what they will come up with.
Good one for the Mexico, at least Mexican team right now. They roll out their own list also, just have to let you have it. Now let's go to our brother right now, Ghana. No matter how painful it is, and Nigeria are not going to the World Cup, we have to support Ghana because right now, they are our brother, they have to go there and surprise the world. Who knows? Maybe they can scoop it. Ghana scored for 2022 FIFA World Cup goalkeeper Ibrahim Janlad, Asante Kotoko, Abdul Manaf Nuruddin, who played for KS Upain of Belgium, Jupiler League there, Lawrence Atizigi, IFC St. Gallen there. Well, defenders, you have Daniel Amate, Leicester City, Mohamed Salisu, Southampton, Alexander Jiku plays for Strasbourg of France, Alidou Seydou, Clermont Football, you have Tariq Lamptey, Brighton and Hove Albion, Abdurrahman Babao play for Reading FC, Gideon Mensah, Auxerre, Dennis Odoi, Club Brugge. You have Joseph Aido of Celta de Vigo. In the midfield, you have Salis Abdul Samid of RC Lens, Thomas Partey, Thomas Partey, who plays for Arsenal, Elisha Wusu, Ghent, Dane Afriye Bania, who plays for Hearts of Oak in Ghana, Kamasoa of Club Brugge, Mohamed Kudus, fantastic player of Ajax Amsterdam, Andre Ayew, Al Saad FC of Qatar. You have Daniel Kofi Kyere, Freiburg of Germany. The attackers now, you have Osman Bukhari of Red Star Belgrade, Jordan Ayew, Crystal Palace, Inaki Williams, Atletico Bilbao, Abdul Fattah Ishaku, Sporting Lisbon. You have Kamaldeen Suleimana, that is Stade Francais there. We're looking at the score there. Ghana, really, they are ready for this and they want to do something big. And really, a lot of support coming from Nigeria for Ghana football right now.
You said they are our brothers. That's the first statement you made. How true is that statement? Is it really coming from the bottom of your heart?
Yes, it's coming from my heart.
That they are really our brothers.
Yeah, the reason why it's coming from my heart is the fact that I'm sure a lot of Ghanaians are watching. The fact is, one, there's nothing we can do. We have to be factual, truthful to ourselves. We can't go to the World Cup anymore. We can't turn it overnight. So Ghana is the one going to they are the one going to the World Cup. Okay. One. Two, really, no matter the rivalry between Nigeria and Ghana, we've always been brothers. One way or the other, you check the culture, everything about Nigeria and Ghana is always very, very close. So you just have to accept that. And if you accept that as a human being, that okay, there's something you can do, you just have to be happy. For whoever you compete against and the person you really want to win, they accept that and move on. So that's what I'm doing now.
Okay, you know why I'm smiling? For the first time, I'm seeing an Arsenal fan who is a good loser.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, and I hope the Ghanaian team, they're going to replicate the same good performance they had in 2010 in South Africa, that they almost broke that jinx of making an African country
to go to the semi-final.
If not because of Luis Suarez, that he took that risk that let me stop this ball from scoring by firing the ball inside the box 18, and we lost. We lost the penalty because I'm talking about Africa.
An African.
By now, we'll have been saying that okay, we have an African playing in the semi-final, and I totally agree with you. All other African countries that are not going to the World Cup, we have 5 other African countries going to the World Cup. We have to support them one way or the other. It's going to be a pride since 1934 that this World Cup has started.
1930.
1930. The African continent, over 1 billion population, we've never
gotten to semi-final.
We've not gotten to semi-final. I think it is high time we need to try, irrespective of the country that is getting there first. Irrespective of the thing that is the country that is getting there. As long
as you belong to this continent.
As belong to this continent, I think that should be our home. If you look at the squad that they've released also, it's a very balanced squad. They're going with 8 eight midfielders. They are going with 7 attackers also. So that shows that they are really looking at where do they have the strengths. Their strength may not be in the attacking point, but when you're talking about, they know them. When it comes to defend, defending, they know how to do the business very well. That is why they are going with about 10 defenders and they are going with 8 midfielders. So worst case scenario, massive defense, massive attack. I'm going to make sure that I just put 2 players up front. I can play 4-4-2, I can play 3-5-2, I can play 3-4-3, whatever the formation I want to play. But my midfield and my defense must be very solid, and that's what we've seen from the squad that they've released. Sincerely, I see the Ghanaian team surprising the world and making Africa proud.
Let's see what will be happening concerning Ghana. Really, we are supporting them from Nigeria. A lot of Nigerians will be supporting Ghana for the fact that, yes, when it comes to football, the rivalry is high, but we are always brothers. We wish them well at the World Cup, the Black Stars of Ghana. Let them shine there. And now we look at a particular story that broke out after a player called Cristiano Ronaldo granted an interview to Piers Morgan. And that particular interview has been generating a lot of brouhaha all around the globe. Some are supporting Man United, some are supporting the player, some are standing aloof. But really, from your own side, Cristiano Ronaldo interview with Piers Morgan. If you look at it from both sides, Manchester United, Cristiano Ronaldo, the players, everything inclusive, has been a big one since he moved. We remember he wanted to go to Manchester City. In fact, it was announced that he was almost signing for Man City before Alex Ferguson and the likes of Rio Ferdinand convinced him to go to Manchester United, that you cannot go to Manchester and not be at Old Trafford instead of going to Etihad. And he changed his mind and all that. After all that, a lot of things actually happened between himself and the club. Right now, he's generating a lot of issues.
Okay, and if you read the interview, the transcript very well, you see that Ronaldo still loves Manchester United dearly and very well. And most of his comments, they are totally uncalled for. That's the truth. There's no how a player, I recall in 2003, when Alex Ferguson and David Beckham, they have the issue, Ferguson made that point that there's no how a player will be bigger than Manchester United. So the same thing is, and the same thing applies to Ronaldo. You cannot be bigger than the club. Manchester United, it's a brand, it's a trademark. It's a dream that almost all footballers, all players, they want to achieve by playing for them. So you can't bring them to that disrespect. And Ronaldo is a role model. All the younger ones that are looking up to him, how does he think they will feel after hearing this outburst? There's no how you will not have an issue in an organization or in a company. It is not possible. But the maturity and the way you handle this is what matters a lot.
Maybe you should have just wait till he leaves Man United before doing anything.
What most of them, what they do is they wait till the end of their career to write their biography, and they'll put everything inside.
Just like Sven-Goran Eriksson is writing about Nigeria.
Nigerian that they met at 18, and you don't want to talk about that one. Okay, so it doesn't need that. That's the truth. Now we're talking about a club that made you. He joined Manchester United in 2003. It was there when the David Beckham and Alex Ferguson issue happened. In 2007, he came second as in the runner-up to Kaka for the World Footballer of the Year, Ballon d'Or. And 2008, he won his first Ballon d'Or as a Manchester United player. So the club have done a lot for him, and it's very disrespectful of him. I agree with some people that said Ronaldo, he had this egocentric attitude. You can see that from the interview. You can't look at your coach. Your coach is your boss. That's the truth. And you said you don't respect your coach. Your coach doesn't know what he is doing. Sincerely, Ronaldo has made up his mind.
Sorry to call you short. That looking at, I saw a particular tweet coming from Piers Morgan talking about some of the excerpts people have been sharing. Some of them Ronaldo didn't say some. In fact, I remember him copying Elon Musk saying that you need to work on the fake news being peddled on Twitter and all that. Really, we know that the interview is kind of explosive and it's too kind of big right now. From the way it is, a lot of people already confirmed that Man United are looking at how to ask him for that interview, and they're also looking at fining him maybe like £1 million or thereabout. But I'm sure he was really made up too. He doesn't care anymore for what's going to happen.
The truth still remains that he made those statements about his coach, that he doesn't respect his coach, and the coach and the coach doesn't respect him, and he doesn't respect the coach also. He doesn't need to tweet anything.
No, it's not about the coach. It's about
I read it, and
Ragnick or
he made a lot of good
assertions about
the club, what they need to do. Like for example, that since Alex Ferguson left,
the gym has remained the same.
Everything
technology remained the same.
The training style remained the same. They have to look at the truth. But this is not an avenue for him to air those assertions. This is not the best way to go about it.
Because after he said that, I remember Zlatan Ibrahimovic came out to talk about how when he came into Manchester and Sanchez said the same thing. Mourinho said the same thing, that it's only when you get in
that you understand
what is happening.
In fact, when Mourinho made a statement that taking this set of Manchester United to second is his best achievement in his coaching career, a lot of people were like, Mourinho have started, but he knew what he saw that made him to make that statement. But my point is, this interview by Ronaldo, I'm sure he has made up his mind. He's not going back to Manchester United, or probably has gotten a club that we're going to, but this is not a way that a legend like him should leave a club that the supporters, the management, they love you so much. Now, I didn't blame Thomas Tuchel that refused Ronaldo to come to Chelsea because having someone like him in the dressing room, if you are not the likes of Alex Ferguson, Mourinho, Arsene Wenger, all the coaches that we have right now, I don't think any one of them can manage or match Ronaldo's ego. That's the truth.
Well, we just hope that everything goes well between Manchester United and Ronaldo. Well, before we go, on a lighter note now, a 7th-tier club called Ashton United. Right now, they've made a bid for Erling Haaland from Manchester City to release him for them for the next 28 days. Since he won't be going to the World Cup and Man City won't be playing, they're asking for the signature of Erling Haaland from Manchester City.
If they didn't make this comment, if they didn't make this...
They actually made it. It's not
okay. I said, if they didn't, will you or will the world know about the club, that the club exists? So everybody's looking for publicity.
Ashton United. Now they said their website actually crashed.
Because of the traffic that's going. So you see, all these things is what they call branding. They just look at it that, okay, Ashton, we've never made name, nobody knows about us.
7th-tier non-league.
7th-tier non-league. What can we do? Okay,
everybody checking them out.
Let's bid for Haaland, and people were like, who is this club that wants to take Haaland? So I think it's a very good thing it's a very good one that is working for them.
At least Ashton United right now, for the fact that their website crash shows that really a lot of people wanted to see which club is Ashton, 7th-tier club over there in England, bidding for 28-day loan deal for Erling Haaland on the lighter note there. That will be it on 360 Sport on Trust TV. Well, I've been with Olawale Peters. Thank you very much for coming.
It's my pleasure being here, Adeniyi.
And I am Adeniyi Ajisafe. Thanks for watching.